Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raven Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I'm going to talk a little bit, anyway, about kit. So whilst Bushcraft is primarily about knowledge and not kit, it is clear that we need to have a few bits and pieces with us when we go into the woods on our Bushcraft adventures. I kind of long resisted putting together either a video or a blog post on what I load myself out with when I'm heading off into the woods for a few days. I kind of relented on that a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I put together a blog post on what it is I carry with me when I go out into the woods for a few days. I will add a link to that below the video. This time, however, I want to talk a little bit about what I would carry on in my day pack, for want of a better term. So I was asked the question of, what do you carry with you if you just headed into the woods for a day just to kind of potter around? So that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit now. So in terms of the bag, I mean, it's a 25 litre bag. From Jack Pike, I think. Yeah, Jack Pike. I've had this one, I don't know, a good few years actually, maybe 7-8 years or so. It wasn't very expensive. I do like the little side pouches on it. In fact, I think they're good. We've also got a little pouch along in the top here. So yeah, it does the task for me anyway. Sort of what I need it to do. So so I'm going to start off with the side pouches. In fact, here, just show you what I've got going on. So nothing too surprising. I've got my my knife and my saw. Knife would normally go straight onto my belt once I get into the woods. In fact. DC4 sharpening stone, a couple of bits of wet and dry. So those are kind of useful things to be having, that's for sure. I'm just going to put them back. As I say, I like this bag because it has the side pouches, and for me, I like to be able to keep a few bits and pieces inside pouches rather than in the main bag, and my tools are definitely one of those. And then in the other side, just get to the zip. There it is, sorry, the other side. So in here, I've got a whole load of bits of paracord in here. So lots of different pieces of paracord, always useful to have about. Sharpening puck for my axe. Leatherman wave. These, I love these little things. I don't use them often, but it's just such a handy little gadget to have with you. So multi-tool, and what else have I got? Fire lighting kit, and I have done a video previously about what's in the fire lighting kit there. So take a little look at that if you are curious at all. Sorry, I'm kind of military habits. I'd like to put things back away again as soon as they're no longer in use. Then I put them back, and then I kind of always know where things are. So in the main compartment here, let's have a look what I've got going on. Okay, so stuff around protection. So here we need to be making sure that we're protected from the elements. So if I'm out on my own, or indeed with a client, and it starts to rain, then I need to be able to get myself sorted out there. So I've got so there's a waterproof coat here. This is a 3/4 length Rohan, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've had this one for 10 years. It has got a couple of holes in it, well, you can see where I've patched it up again here. So this is just burns, basically, where I've got too close to the fire and managed to get a couple of burns in it. But patched it up by cutting the lining out of wherever it might be. There's a map pocket. Yeah, here we go. Look, there's a map pocket. So except there isn't anymore. It's just a hole because I cut that pocket out to be able to patch the coat. I don't really use that particular pocket, or didn't use that pocket, so it seemed a reasonable sacrifice. Lose a pocket but keep the coat in working order for a bit longer. Actually, it's turned out to be much longer because I burnt the hole. I burnt this one. I think that big hole at the bottom there, I think I'd literally had the coat about 3 months and I burnt it. Big melt, so it kind of melted this bit. So it's kept going for much longer since then. So this is in my bag all year round, regardless of what the weather might be doing. As are, so I got a buff and a merino wool possum fur hat and a pair of gloves. So as I say, these are in my bag all year round. So okay, it's unusual. It's unlikely that I'm not going to need them in the summer, but it's just well, I just find it easier if it's always there. Then what else have we got? So first aid kit, and I think I'm going to do a video at some point around first aid kit. So this is one that came from emergency life support team, a guy called Andy Sullivan, very knowledgeable, not just first aid trainer, but he's got a lot of experience as well, fire brigade, National Health Service, that kind of thing. So first thing to note, I guess, it's primarily orange. First aid kit, I mean, well, with all of this stuff, you want to be able to find it if you put it down, but certainly with a first aid kit, it really does need to be visible. So yeah, nice big orange pouch there with that in. As I say, I'm going to look at the contents at a future occasion, I think. But what I would mention just very briefly is that primarily this kit is about bleeds, big bleeds. You know, if I've got a little cut on my thumb, well, I can put a bit of gaffer tape around it. It's the big bleeds that are going to be troublesome, and that's what I've kind of primarily got in my first aid kit. Water bottle, so Nalgene 1 litre, then my axe in there, which just kind of slots down one side, and then I've got my a kneeling pad. So it's not, as I said about the bag, it's not a bad bag. There's no frame to it, so this puts a little bit of rigidity, if you like, into the bag itself. There's also, of course, the seat. In fact, I might well keep that out. So if the ground's damp, the stumps are damp or whatever, I can sit on it. If I'm practicing my bow drilling, then I can kneel on it. If I need to waft my fire to get it going, then I can give it a good waft. So I love these kneeling pads. They're absolutely fantastic. So, and I always have one in my bag. So let's just put these bits back. And then, so this bit, these things I was more or less aware of what was going on there. This might be a bit more interesting. What's in this top pouch? Because I'm not really too sure. Right. Well, firstly, I've had a single battery. Bandana. I mean, bandanas are great. I can use this to filter, so it could be an improvised water filter. I could use it as a bandage in a sort of first aid scenario. Could be a hat. I can use it to put around my back of my neck if it's particularly sunny. I can use it to signal, to waving this about. It's going to be highly visible. So yeah, I'm a great fan of something that is really, really easy to carry, lightweight, and so on. So a jeweler's loop. So I do like natural history. It's one of the kind of main things for me in bushcraft. I, like many people, I guess, when I started bushcraft, it was all about fires and shiny things, knives especially. As my own journey into bushcraft has progressed over the last coming up 2 decades now, I've very much veered towards bushcraft as being an exploration of the natural world. So it's about understanding what's out in the forest. If you think of our hunter-gatherer ancestors, you know, they look out of their hut in the morning and it's the supermarket, it's the chemist, it's the DIY shop, the clothes shop. Everything that they needed is out there somewhere. It's out in the forest. It's just a case of understanding what it is you need, where you're likely to find it, when you're likely to find it, that kind of thing. So it's all about understanding the natural world. So going back to my little jeweler's loop, I love looking at insects. I like looking at flowers, just to get that detail on the, you know, on the sepals, that kind of thing. So yeah, just a little jeweler's loop. I have played around with these as well and using them as an ignition source. You can. It needs to be pretty sunny and the sun high in the sky, but this will work as a ignition source as well. So I got my jeweler's loop there. Oh, another battery. I thought one odd battery was strange. Oh, just a little. Normally, actually, normally on this little carabiner would be sitting my Hestra gloves, and then this is a little belt loop, so I can just kind of put them on my belt when I'm wandering around. So yeah, that's one of the things that I kind of forgot was in there. My torch. Ordinarily, when I come out into the woods, even if I'm not intended to stay overnight, I will put my knife goes on this side, my torch goes on that side, and then I've always got it with me. And coupled with the lighter that I more often than not have in my pocket, yeah, I'm already fairly well prepared if I had to spend a night out that I didn't really intend to do, so with a cutting tool, torch, method of ignition. Compass. So yeah, just a standard compass going on there with magnifying glass. So get another method of ignition. And you know, compass normally would be, I didn't bring a map today because I'm not actually walking anywhere and I know my way around here, but yeah, typically that's got to be coupled up with a dead beetle. No, that's been in there. Another battery. So this battery, the 2 AAAs are for my head torch. These are for my hand torch, the CR123s. There's likely to be another one somewhere, I would hope. 2 more of them, 2 more AAAs. And no, so there's it's a good salutary lesson there, and why it's worthwhile checking your bag every once in a while. I've only got 1 spare battery for my hand torch, so I need to jump in there and get some more. Mylar blanket shoved in there, always useful. And then in this Ziploc bag I have a notebook and pencil, so it's kind of nothing too nothing unusual about that, I guess, but it is kind of it's useful for me to have a little notebook with me in case I get a phone call while I'm, you know, if a customer phones up, that kind of thing, and I need to jot a few things down. It could be that you're keeping a journal. I think for me that's a really good idea. So where you went, when you went there, what the weather was like, what you did, whether there any particular species of tree or plants that you found, were there any animal tracks that you came across, all of that kind of thing. Get it all written down, helps to remember. So I'm just going to plonk that on there. So yeah, as I said at the very start, guys, this is my kind of work bag, for want of a better term. So this is what when I rock up into the woods, this is what I'll typically have with me. This might give you a few ideas yourselves about what sort of things you might want to carry with you if you're just heading out into the woods for a day or even a couple of hours. A few bits and pieces that you can carry that are going to make life a little easier for you. Oh, actually, one last thing. I forgot that. I don't know. I didn't see it earlier. I got a survival bag in here as well. Emergency survival bag. Again, you know, just in case it was ever necessary. Yeah, I don't know, I missed that earlier. Great big orange thing like that. But again, you know, in terms of, it's great for signalling as well as being its primary purpose. You could use this as a you know, cut two of the long side and the bottom, and you've got essentially a tarpaulin. I've got a bit of string in my bag as well. This could be cut into strips to leave a little breadcrumb trail, Hansel and Gretel style, so that you can mark out a path of where you've gone. So, you know, multi useful things to have. And yeah, somehow managed to completely forget that it was in there. Anyway, as I said, hopefully that's of use to you guys. Next week we shall get some more content out. It'll be on both our blog and our YouTube channel. So get yourself subscribed so that you don't miss any of our upcoming content. In the meantime, take care, stay safe.